What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's update on Scream 7. So it's been a good while since my last video, but I'm happy to say I'm back on track with everything that has happened since that last update I did around 2 weeks ago, along with some new pieces of information that may not be well known at the moment. Now, as always, these are rumours and speculation and should be taken as such unless stated otherwise. Nothing here is official, it's all just speculation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deep dive into what is basically known, tell you some bits that I've heard, but also just to highlight that a lot of this information comes from leakers and people like Critical Overlord, and a few others have had sources, if you will, that have given them details. So just take this as you find it. Don't run with this as being official. You know, whatever's going to come from Scream 7 may be completely different to what I'm about to tell you, but anyway, let's just dive straight into what we know, or what I know, because there is a lot to discuss today. One of the indirect confirmations we have received was Neve Campbell basically confirming Scream 7 has a great cast coming back, which highlights that the returning cast are already signed on. By this, I'm presuming she means Courtney Cox and Patrick Dempsey, but this confirms that the great cast that she's speaking of are returning. So we are getting past characters, as was previously reported. So we also have reports that Kerry Russell is also in talks for a role in the movie. Now, I think I reported this earlier than it's leaked. I'm sure I reported that some time ago, but it's now mainstream that she's in consideration for a role. What kind of role could that be? Who knows, honestly. They seem to be focusing the plot around Sydney's life, and I'll get to the plot a little later because we have some details on what this story is going to be about. But she's obviously going to be somebody who's involved with her, perhaps a neighbour, a friend, or something. Now, speaking of, Judy Greer, who played Karen in Blumhouse's Halloween trilogy, has allegedly had her deal fall through. She was going to play a neighbour of Sydney's, but the role will be going to somebody else. It's not really known why that's happened, but I'm presuming it's either conflicts in schedules or maybe she's just not interested anymore. But I have heard it's more on her part, so I don't know if we'll get more details on that or whether it will just be buried as speculation for this movie. So apparently the team are scouting locations that allegedly have a lot of woods, which is interesting. If there's going to be this whole feeling of isolation going on, would give it similar vibes to the isolation felt in Scream 1996, because that notion made the movie all the more terrifying in my opinion. You know, the isolation was what really made that scene just horrific. So what about plot details? Has there been any developments on, well, anything relating to that? Well, the answer is yes. We have some new information about the plot of this movie. Apparently at this point, Sydney is looking to hire a nanny for her kids. One of the questions that she asks the candidates is whether or not they've seen Stab. Now, the nanny is important here because one of these nannies is going to be part of the younger cast that was promised. So, you know, the newbies that were coming in to sort of bring in the younger cast, this is going to be the lead character of those. And there's going to be two other characters around the same age who will be the nanny's friends, and they obviously will have significant roles in the story. Now, apparently the town where Sydney lives has a collective dislike for her. They know who she is and believe she is very much like Olivia declared, you know, an angel of death. So they avoid her. Now, Judy Greer was going to be a major instigator on the dislike for Sydney because she was going to be her neighbour and outwardly hated her. Now, the role will be recast, but the character will very much remain intact. It's such a shame they couldn't have got Judy Greer. That would have been fantastic. But anyway, adding to this, I have some new information to throw into the mix. I don't pretend to be anybody official, you know, please take this with another extreme pinch of salt, as it's not official and it could be lies. I'm just going to repeat what I've been told. So one of the things that hasn't been discussed here is that apparently, whilst this is intended to be a singular story like the rest, there is set to be an open door at the end that will possibly build into a sequel, with this basically being an indirect two-hander. This open door apparently comes from one of the killers. What that means, don't know. Just know that that's what's been said, that it's indirectly going to be linked to one of the killers that could build into a sequel. What does that mean? Again, pinch of salt, but what does that mean? No idea. But I would love to hear some of your comments on that. But that's pretty much it for the update today. I think we may be seeing the movie more central around the nanny in Sydney's life, as they want to have, you know, a draw to the younger audience, and, you know, having like a younger character in there is going to bring them in. I'm thinking we should get updates this month, surely, because we need something more official. We have Nev already revealing loads of details here without direct confirmation, and then we also have the rumours and speculation, but here we are with literally no confirmations from anybody official except for the fact that Kevin and Nev are on board. So where's the rest? We need more. They need to speak soon, but hopefully that will happen this month. But I will keep you guys updated now. You know, I'm going to be doing consistent content from this point on. I know I've had a bit of a break. I've had my reasons for the break, but I will keep you guys updated, and any news that drops on Scream 7, you'll know, and I will see you in the next video.